What's up everyone, the Human Car Jack here, and today we're doing a brake job on the Forester. We've got everything laid out right over here. We've got the front rotors here, the rear ones here. We got some Hawk brake pads, front and rear. I went with the Hawks again because the ones that are currently on the car are Hawks, and honestly the performance has been really good. Brake dust is pretty high, but stopping performance is excellent. These are the ones that actually came with the rotors. They're Power Stop or Power Sport brakes. These are actually up for sale right now. I think I have one person interested. They're in my DMs, so we're gonna make sure and get that to them. But yeah, so I heard things that weren't too great about these from a fellow Forester driver, so we got these instead, which I've been pretty pleased with. So we're gonna go ahead and get started now. Alright guys, so we've got our pads here side by side. Here are the new Hawk pads, and here are the old ones. I just want to show you a couple of differences as far as thickness and how far along we've come in about 25,000 miles of use. So this is the fresh pad again, and this is the old one. So you can see the difference there in thickness. We have our multimeter over here.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Or our gauge rather. To go ahead and measure the exact difference between the two. Again, these pads actually still have a bit of life on them, so typically you want to change these when this little line, this groove that you see in the middle, is no longer visible, pretty much, like maybe just before it. So we still have a lot of pad left. Like look at all this material here. However, it has been squeaking a lot, which is fine. That's usually you can just add a little bit of grease here on the edges and over here, and it fixes that issue. But I've also noticed a good amount of brake fade on these, so I have done a good amount of spirited driving, the runs to Bear Mountain, which I'll link up above. You guys can go ahead and see those. So when it comes to more harder driving, these do tend to fade a little bit more. On the day-to-day they should be fine. But yeah, so I think 25,000 miles out of brakes is not the best. They should be able to last longer, but for the way that I used it, I think they did pretty good. So the digital micrometer is actually not working right now. The display doesn't work, but we could still go ahead and try and find an accurate reading on it, just using it manually. So with the current pad, we have, so as far as millimeters go, these are 16 millimeters for the used pads, and for the new ones, we have 18 millimeters, so it's only actually a 2 millimeter difference. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, we're only swapping out for a 2 millimeter difference. That's pretty good. They've only gone down. Again, this is assuming that this one, the new pad, and the old pad were the same width starting out. I mean, they're both Hawk pads. They're both Hawk performance pads, so like the same lineup, if you will. Who knows if they had changed the formula or made these things thicker or thinner throughout the years. But as of now, we only have a 2 millimeter difference. So again, who's to say that it's the brake pads that's causing fade? It could be the rotors. These current rotors are from AutoZone. These are the Duralash GTs. These have served me pretty well. These are slotted to dissipate a little bit more heat. So we do have, I mean, a good amount of use on them. I don't know the exact terms, but we do have a good amount of material that we've taken off of these. So who knows, maybe it's this that's actually experiencing the fade, because you definitely notice a significant difference in the way it brakes, especially in stop and go traffic. Like coming up to a stop or like a stop sign, you really feel it. You definitely have to put a lot more brake input. So we're gonna go ahead and install these, and hopefully we can run these for a little bit longer than 25,000 miles. Again, these do have more life on them, but because we have the opportunity now, we might as well just swap them out. Hopefully it doesn't start raining too much before we finish this. But yep, here's that brake pad, or the rotor rather, and we're gonna actually compare this weight wise to the new ones. Alright, so I'm gonna place my bet right now. I'm gonna predict that the current rotor is about 2 to 3 pounds lighter than the new one. So let's go ahead and grab this one. All right, so while holding the camera and the rotor, we've got, what is that, 191.4. Okay, and now with the new one, gonna go ahead and step on, holding it right here in the center. We've got 190.8. Okay, oh, I was actually off a little bit. So what is that? 191.4 to 190.8. That's 0.6 of a pound difference. Okay, so it actually is lighter, so that's good. We're gonna do our best to clean off the mating surface over here with this huge wire brush. And that's that. So we've got the caliper back on, we got the pads in place, rotor's all set. This is just the front passenger side, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on everything, and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Eventually. We're finally doing the rears today, boys. Alright, so same as the front, starting off with the 14mm and taking off part of the caliper. So it's a little bit easier in the rears because we have a nice big piece over here so we can rest the brake caliper. So let's take a look at our pads and compare them to the new ones. Alright, so for our old Hawk pad, we have about, I want to say 15mm. Let me just confirm that. Yep, that's 15mm for the old one, and let's check one of the new ones. I would think that it would also be down 2mm, just like the fronts were, but let's go ahead and double check that. Alright, a little side-by-side comparison there. Alright, so there's quite a bit more pad on this, it seems like, as opposed to the fronts. Actually, no, it's the same. This is 17mm, yeah. So we only went down 2mm in about around 26,000 or 25 to 26,000 miles, so not bad. Hawk pads seem to be really good. Again, this is the what it looks like, the box. HPS, high performance. Hey, stop fucking honking. You might not be able to tell on camera, but it's crazy how much of a difference 2mm looks like. Alright, so now we gotta deal with the 14mm bolts that are on the back side. Ugh, look at that. Okay, so we got this side off. The biggest pain in the ass last time when I was doing the fronts was actually replacing these brackets. So these brackets I've never replaced because I never wanted to deal with it. But the ones that did come with the Hawk pads look, you know, nice, new, and shiny. So they're right here. But they were a pain in the ass to sit in there properly and get the pads through. So I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna put the new ones on, but it's probably gonna take me longer. Pry it up with a flathead, or you can even probably do it with your hand, depending on how really like rusted on there it is, or how kind of stuck it is. But yeah, so I'm gonna do it a little bit with hand. Yep, there we go. So it pops right off. They pop into place pretty easily, but then when you try to fit the new brake pads on, they tend to kind of move. They move around, and they get out of the position that they're supposed to be in. So it becomes a real pain in the ass. So you're trying to hold down the clip while putting in the brake pad at a specific angle. But let's see how it turns out. So we're gonna set this aside for now, and we gotta go ahead and remove the rotor. Yep. And I gotta say, it's really nice to have a uniform set of brakes, both from the same set. The last ones I had, they were just two totally different brands. First one, fronts were from AutoZone, the rears were from, I don't even know, some generic brand. So this is nice. Oh yeah, and make sure from your old rotor, you take this little rubber piece and put it in the hole here. Okay, so now we're working backwards. So we're taking this piece, right? We're gonna try our best not to touch these clips because, like we said, they're a pain in the ass. So we're gonna slide this on and secure it down. All right, now we're fitting in the brake pads. Let's see if this cooperates. All right, that wasn't too bad. Just have to take the hat off so I can get my head in there. See that? All right, single piston right there. So we gotta go ahead and compress that in. Pad goes in, just like that. We're gonna place our little tool here. Gotta make it a little bit shorter. Okay, it slides in just like that. And now all we do, keep everything in place, we're just gonna rotate this on top. And what it's doing is, it's pressing the pad, the old pad, down into the piston so that it can get it leveled with this rubber piece. Alright, that slid on pretty nicely. And now our other two 14mm bolts are going to be fitted right through. Alright folks, and it's as simple as that. I'm going to go ahead and complete the other side too. Alright, well that does it. Old brakes are out. Got some cleaning up to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know you guys requested for some more DIY stuff. I have done a brake job in the past on the channel before, if I haven't mentioned that already. It's been a couple days since I did the first, the front brakes, let's say. So if you guys like the video, leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now. Peace.